Have you ever realized that something bigger is being prepared for you? Something so special, so powerful, that is being carefully guarded until the perfect moment arrives to manifest in your life? Well, I need to tell you a truth that will touch your heart. God is reserving 10 extraordinary things specifically for you, Virgo, throughout the year 2026. And I'm not talking about empty promises or pretty words that mean nothing. I'm talking about real, concrete blessings that will completely transform your reality. Do you know that feeling you sometimes get, that something big is coming but you can't quite put your finger on what? That feeling in your chest that says better days are coming? Well, that's exactly it. The universe is already orchestrating every detail, every circumstance, every encounter that will happen so that these 10 things reach you at the right time. And look, it's no coincidence that you're watching this video today. Nothing in life happens by chance, especially when it involves spiritual messages that touch you so deeply. Now, I need to tell you something very important. If you don't pay attention to the information I'm going to share here, you might miss valuable opportunities to recognize these blessings when they start appearing in your life. Because, you see, sometimes God puts wonderful things in our path, but we don't notice them, we don't value them, we don't act at the right time. And then the opportunity passes. That's why this video is so important for you right now. Each revelation I'm about to make has been carefully prepared to open your spiritual eyes, so that you can see the signs that heaven is sending, and so that you can prepare yourself internally to receive everything that is already destined to come into your hands. So stay with me until the end, because the last revelation is so powerful that it can completely change the way you see your future. First truth: a deep healing that restores everything. Virgo, the first thing God is reserving for you in 2026 is a deep and true healing. I'm not just talking about physical healing, although that may also happen for many of you. I'm talking about a healing that goes far beyond the body. An emotional healing, a healing of the soul. A healing that reaches those old wounds you've carried for so long. Those pains that no one sees but that you feel every day. Those past hurts that never fully healed. Do you know that resentment you've held since childhood? That disappointment that deeply scarred your heart? That betrayal that made you lose trust in people? That loss that left such a great void inside you? Well, 2026 will be the year that God will touch those wounds with his healing hand. And when he heals, Virgin, he truly heals. It's not that superficial scarring that leaves the pain hidden underneath. It's a complete restoration. You will notice this healing happening gradually. You will realize that situations that once deeply hurt you will no longer have the same power over you. Painful memories that used to keep you awake at night will begin to lose their strength. People who hurt you in the past will no longer occupy so much space in your thoughts. And the most beautiful thing of all, Virgin, is that this healing will not happen because you are pretending not to care or because you are repressing the pain. It will happen because God will truly uproot that pain from your heart. Many Virgos carry an invisible weight on their shoulders. You are perfectionists by nature, always demanding too much of yourselves, always thinking you could have done better, always harboring guilt and regrets. And this emotional weight accumulates year after year, life after life. But in 2026, God will take this burden from your shoulders. He will teach you to have compassion for yourself. He will show you that you don't need to be perfect to be loved and valued. This healing will happen in many ways. For some, it will come through a special encounter with someone who will say exactly the words you needed to hear. For others, it will come through a profound spiritual experience. A moment of connection with the divine that will completely transform your perspective. For still others, it will come through a sudden understanding, a mental clarity that will make you understand why certain things needed to happen in your life. The important thing is that you are open to receiving this healing. Don't resist the process. Sometimes, to heal a deep wound, you need to touch it first, clean what is infected, remove what is preventing healing. It may hurt a little at first. You may have to face memories you prefer to forget, feelings you try to bury. But trust that all of this is part of the restoration process that God is guiding in your life. Second truth: the recognition you've always deserved. The second thing God is reserving for you, Virgo, is the recognition you've always deserved, but which never came in the way you expected. Do you remember all that effort you put in that no one seemed to notice? Do you remember all that work you did with dedication and care, but which was taken for granted? Do you remember all those times you gave yourself completely and didn't even receive a sincere thank you? Well, all of that is recorded in God's eyes, and in 2026 you will reap the rewards of all that dedication. Virgo is known for being the sign that works the most behind the scenes. You are the ones who make things happen, who organize, who take care of the details, who ensure that everything works perfectly. But often this essential work goes unnoticed. People enjoy the results, but they don't see how much effort you put into getting there. And that hurts, Virgo. It hurts to work so hard and feel that no one really values what you do. But in 2026, this will change in a surprising way. Recognition will come, and it will come in abundance. It could be at your job, where they will finally realize how important you are to that team, to that company, to that project. It could be in your family, where they will recognize everything you have done and continue to do for everyone. It could be in your community, where your volunteer work or involvement will finally be valued as it deserves. And you know what's even more interesting? This recognition won't come just any old way. It will come from the right people at the right time, in a way that will truly touch your heart. It won't be that empty praise that means nothing. It will be genuine recognition that will validate all your efforts, confirm that you were on the right track, and give you the certainty that everything was worth it. Prepare yourself to be seen in a different light. People who never gave you the credit you deserved will begin to see your qualities. Opportunities that seemed closed will open because your competence will finally be recognized. Doors that were locked will swing open because someone with decision-making power will perceive your potential. But here's an important piece of advice, Virgo. When that recognition comes, receive it with gratitude, but don't let it inflate your ego. Continue being the humble and dedicated person you've always been. Because true recognition doesn't come to make us proud. It comes to confirm that we are fulfilling our purpose. Use that recognition as fuel to do even more, to achieve even greater goals, to help even more people. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive. Messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Let's continue with our video now. Third truth: unexpected financial abundance. Virgo, the third thing God is reserving for you in 2026 is financial abundance that will arrive in unexpected ways. And pay attention, because this is very important. I'm not saying you'll win the lottery or that money will fall from the sky without any effort. But I am saying that sources of income you never imagined will open up in your life. Financial opportunities that seemed impossible will become reality. To better understand this blessing, you need to understand one thing about the nature of Virgos. You have a very interesting relationship with money. On the one hand, you are extremely responsible, careful, and know how to manage resources well. On the other hand, you often have difficulty demanding what you truly deserve, valuing your own work financially, and believing that you can have material abundance without guilt. In 2026, God will break down those mental barriers that prevent abundance from flowing freely into your life. You will begin to understand that there is nothing wrong with having money, with being prosperous, with living in material comfort. That true spirituality is not about taking a vow of poverty, but rather about using resources wisely and generously. This financial abundance will manifest itself in various ways. For some Virgos, it will come through a promotion at work that will bring a significant salary increase. For others, it will be through a side project that will start to generate surprising profits. For still others, it may be through an inheritance, an investment that will finally pay off, an old debt that will be repaid, or a business that will prosper beyond expectations. But here's the most important thing. This abundance isn't just about solving your immediate financial problems. It's about giving you peace of mind, security, allowing you to help others, and the freedom to make choices based on what's right, not just what's financially necessary. It's about investing in your education, your health, and your personal growth. It's about fulfilling those dreams you've always had to postpone due to lack of resources. You'll notice signs of this abundance arriving when you start receiving interesting proposals, when opportunities to earn money begin to appear more frequently, and when people start contacting you to offer jobs or partnerships. Pay attention to these signs and don't let insecurity or fear prevent you from taking advantage of these opportunities. Is there something you need to do to attract this financial abundance? Yes, there is. Continue working with dedication and integrity as you always have. But also start believing that you deserve to be properly rewarded for your efforts. Stop accepting less than your worth. Stop working for free for those who don't value your time. Stop feeling guilty for wanting to earn more money. When you raise your financial self-esteem, the universe responds by raising the opportunities that appear in your life. Fourth truth: relationships that heal and strengthen. The fourth thing God is reserving for you, Virgo, in 2026 is a relationship that will heal and strengthen your heart. Now understand well what I'm saying here. I'm not necessarily talking about a new romantic relationship, although that could happen for many of you who are single. I'm talking about a deep and true human connection that will bring healing to your life. For some Virgos, this will manifest as the love of their life finally arriving. That person you always dreamed of finding, but who seemed not to exist. Someone who will understand you, who will value your qualities, who will accept your flaws, who will walk beside you through good times and bad. A person who won't try to change you, but who will inspire you to be the best version of yourself. For other Virgos already in relationships, 2026 will be the year that this relationship will deepen in an incredible way. You will overcome obstacles that seemed insurmountable. You will heal wounds that were affecting the connection between you. You will rediscover that passion and companionship that existed at the beginning. The relationship will gain a new life, a new meaning, a new depth. And for those Virgos who aren't looking for romance right now, this blessing can come in the form of a true friendship. Someone who will enter your life and become a soul brother. Someone with whom you can be completely authentic. Someone who supports you without judgment, who listens without criticizing, who is there for you in difficult times and celebrates with you in moments of joy. What all these forms have in common is that this relationship will be unlike anything you've experienced before. It will be a connection based on truth, mutual respect, and joint growth. It won't be that kind of toxic relationship where you need to dim your light so the other person doesn't feel threatened. It won't be that kind of superficial friendship where you only meet to pass the time. It will be something real, deep, and transformative. You'll know the right person has arrived when you feel you can be yourself without fear of rejection. When you realize you don't need to pretend or wear masks. When you notice that their presence brings peace to your heart instead of anxiety. When you discover that you complement each other in surprising ways. That one's weaknesses are balanced by the other's strengths. But there is work you need to do to be ready for this relationship. First, you need to heal the wounds from past relationships. You can't enter this new connection carrying heavy baggage from the past, projecting onto the new person the fears and insecurities caused by former partners. Second, you need to be at peace with yourself. Healthy relationships don't come to fill inner voids. They come to complement a life that is already complete. And here's an important truth. This relationship won't necessarily appear the way you imagine. It could be someone completely different from your usual type. It could be someone you've known for a long time but never really saw in this way. It could be someone from a social circle you don't normally frequent. Therefore, keep your heart open and your mind flexible. Don't let preconceived ideas prevent you from recognizing this blessing when it arrives. Fifth truth: wisdom that transforms decisions. Virgo, the fifth thing God is reserving for you in 2026 is a level of wisdom that will completely transform the way you make decisions in your life. You know that mental clarity you've always wanted in important moments? That certainty of making the right choice? That inner peace that comes from knowing you're on the right path? Well, that's exactly what's coming your way. Virgos are naturally analytical. You think a lot, evaluate all possibilities, weigh the pros and cons. But sometimes this analytical ability becomes a prison. You get so caught up in the analysis that you have difficulty making decisions. You become paralyzed by the fear of choosing wrong. You miss opportunities because you spent too much time thinking. In 2026, God will gift you with wisdom that transcends logic. A wisdom that combines your natural analytical abilities with a keen spiritual intuition. You will begin to feel in your heart what the right decision is. Even when logic cannot give you a clear answer, you will develop an inner confidence that will guide you through moments of uncertainty. This wisdom will manifest itself in various practical ways in your life. You will know when it's time to leave a job that no longer serves you, even if it seems risky. You will know when it's time to end a relationship that is draining you, even if there is still love involved. You will know when it's time to invest in something new, even if everyone around you says it's crazy. You will know when it's time to forgive, when it's time to fight, when it's time to let go. The most interesting thing is that this wisdom will come with a courage you may not have known you possessed. Because what good is knowing what to do if you don't have the courage to do it? In 2026, you will not only know the right path, you will have the strength to follow it. Even when it is difficult, even when people don't understand your choices, even when you have to walk alone for a while. Pay attention to how this wisdom will begin to manifest in your life. You will notice that you are able to see situations more clearly. People who previously managed to manipulate or confuse you will no longer have that power over you. You will identify lies more easily. You will perceive hidden intentions. You will understand relationship dynamics that previously confused you. It's as if a veil is being removed from your spiritual eyes. This wisdom will also help you avoid a lot of unnecessary pain. You will learn to recognize warning signs early on, before situations become complicated. You will know when to distance yourself from toxic people before they cause major damage to your life. You will identify false opportunities before investing time and energy in them. You will protect your heart from avoidable disappointments. But remember one important thing, Virgo. Wisdom doesn't mean you'll never make mistakes again, or that all your decisions will be perfect. Wisdom means you'll learn from mistakes more quickly, that you won't repeat the same destructive patterns indefinitely, that you'll grow and evolve with each experience. It means that even when you stumble, you'll know how to get up and move forward with more strength and understanding. Sixth truth, purpose that gives meaning to life. The sixth thing God is reserving for you, Virgo, in 2026 is the clear revelation of your life's purpose. And this, my dear Virgo, is one of the most precious blessings anyone can receive. Because living without purpose is like navigating without a compass. You may be moving, you may even be trying very hard, but you don't really know where you're going or why. Many Virgos spend their entire lives fulfilling obligations, meeting the expectations of others, doing what is expected of them, but deep down they feel something is missing. They feel they are living someone else's life, not their own. They feel an emptiness they can't explain, a restlessness that money, relationships, or material achievements can't fill. In 2026, this restlessness will finally find an answer. God will reveal to you what your mission is in this life. What is your unique gift that you need to share with the world? What is the contribution that only you can make? And when this revelation happens, Virgin, everything will make sense. You will look back and understand why you went through certain experiences, why you developed certain skills, why you met certain people. You will realize that everything was preparing you to fulfill this purpose. Now, it's important for you to understand that life purpose doesn't necessarily mean completely changing careers or doing something grandiose in the eyes of the world. For some Virgos, purpose might be caring for people, being a safe haven for those who are suffering. For others, it might be teaching, sharing knowledge, helping others grow. For still others, it might be creating something beautiful that inspires and touches people's hearts. What matters is not the size or visibility of your purpose. What matters is that it resonates deeply with who you are. That when you are living that purpose, you feel you are in the right place, doing the right thing, being the person you were born to be. You feel an inner satisfaction that no external achievement can provide. You will recognize your purpose when something inside you awakens. When you feel that inner flame ignite. When a passion that has been dormant for years suddenly comes to life. When you discover something that makes you lose track of time because you are so absorbed in it. When you realize that helping others in a certain way brings genuine joy to your heart. But here's the challenge, Virgin. When you discover your purpose, you'll need the courage to follow it. Even if it means making significant changes in your life. Even if the people around you don't understand. Even if it seems risky or impractical. Because living with purpose sometimes requires us to step out of our comfort zone, to abandon what is safe but unsatisfying in search of what is true and meaningful. And there's one more important thing about living with purpose. When you're aligned with your life's mission, things start to flow more naturally. Not that challenges disappear, but you face them with more energy and determination because you know you're fighting for something that truly matters. Opportunities appear synchronously. The right people cross your path. Necessary resources manifest. It's as if the entire universe conspires to help you fulfill what you were born to do. Seventh truth, liberation from old patterns. Virgo, the seventh thing God is reserving for you in 2026 is a powerful liberation from old patterns that have been holding you back for years, perhaps decades. Thought patterns that no longer serve you. Behavioral patterns that keep you stuck in the same place. Emotional patterns that make you always react the same way to the same situations. Have you ever noticed how sometimes we find ourselves doing the same things, expecting different results? how we repeat the same mistakes in relationships, how we fall into the same emotional traps again and again. This happens because we are trapped in patterns that were installed in us from a very early age, in childhood, through our experiences, our upbringing, and the messages we received. For Virgos, some of these patterns are especially common and particularly limiting. The pattern of perfectionism that never allows you to feel satisfied with anything, not even yourself. The pattern of harsh self-criticism that makes you focus only on what is wrong, never on what is right. The pattern of always putting the needs of others above your own. The pattern of trying to control everything because you are afraid of chaos and unpredictability. In 2026, God will break these invisible chains. He will clearly show you how these patterns were formed and how they are limiting you. And most importantly, He will give you the tools and strength needed to create new patterns. Healthy patterns, patterns that take you where you want to go instead of keeping you stuck where you've always been. This liberation won't happen overnight. It will be a process. You'll start to notice when you're falling back into an old pattern. You'll have that moment of awareness where you think, I'm doing what I always do again. And in that moment of awareness lies the power of change. Because when you become aware of a pattern, you can choose not to follow it. You can choose to respond differently. You can choose a new path. It can be difficult at first. Old patterns are like well-worn trails in the brain. It's the easiest path, the automatic one. Creating new patterns is like blazing a new trail in the forest. It requires conscious effort. It requires repetition. It requires perseverance. But each time you choose the new path instead of the old one, you strengthen that new trail and weaken the old one. You'll notice this liberation happening when you start reacting differently to situations that always annoyed you. When you can forgive yourself for your mistakes instead of dwelling on them for days. When you can say no without feeling excessive guilt. When you can delegate tasks without feeling anxious that people will do it wrong. When you can accept imperfections, both your own and others, with more compassion and less judgment. This liberation will bring a lightness to your life that you may never have experienced before. Because old patterns are heavy. They drain our energy, occupy mental space, and cause constant emotional stress. When you free yourself from them, it's like taking a backpack full of stones off your back. Suddenly you can breathe better, move more easily, and see more clearly. And you know what's most beautiful? When you break free from your own limiting patterns, you naturally help others break free too. You become a living example that change is possible. Your journey inspires others to begin their own. Your courage gives courage to those around you. And so the blessing you received multiplies, touching lives beyond your own. Eighth truth, family and home restored. The eighth thing God is reserving for you, Virgo, in 2026 is a profound restoration in the areas of family and home. And this is extremely significant because family, whether by blood or chosen, is the foundation of our lives. It's where we should find love, support, and security. But for many Virgos, the family area has been a source of pain, conflict, and disappointment. Perhaps you have a distant relationship with your parents or your children. Perhaps there's an old resentment with a brother or sister that has created a wall of silence between you. Perhaps you've distanced yourself from your family because of unresolved issues, harsh words that were said, or unmet expectations. Or perhaps your family pain is more subtle, more silent. The feeling of never having been truly understood or accepted by those who should know you best. In 2026, God will begin a work of restoration in this very sensitive area of your life. This can happen in several ways. It could be through a deep and honest conversation that will finally clear the air and bring mutual understanding. It could be through a request for forgiveness, whether you are asking for it or receiving it. It could be through a situation that will bring the family together and make everyone realize how important they are to each other. For some Virgos, this restoration can mean healing relationships that seemed irreparably broken. That family member you haven't spoken to in years might reach out, or you might finally find the courage to take the first step. Those differences that seemed insurmountable can be seen from a new perspective, with more maturity and compassion. For others, restoration may mean establishing healthy boundaries with toxic family members. Sometimes restoration doesn't mean going back to the way things were before. It means finding a way to coexist that protects your mental and emotional peace. It means loving from afar when loving up close causes too much suffering. And there's nothing wrong with that. You can honor your family ties without allowing people to continually hurt you. This blessing also extends to your physical home. Your living space, whatever it may be, will undergo significant transformations in 2026. You may finally be able to buy the home you've always dreamed of. You may renovate and refurbish your living space, transforming it into a true sanctuary. You may move to a place that resonates much more with who you are now. Home isn't just a physical place. It's a state of mind. It's where you feel safe, where you can be authentic, where you can rest from the battles of the outside world. Many Virgos have never truly felt at home anywhere, always with that feeling of being just passing through, of not completely belonging. In 2026, that will change. You will create or find a space that truly feels like yours. And there's something more that needs to be said about this family restoration. Sometimes the most important family isn't the one we share blood with, but the one we choose. Those friends who have become brothers and sisters. Those people who are there for us in difficult times. Those who accept you completely as you are. In 2026, these chosen family connections will strengthen immensely. For Virgos who wish to start their own family, 2026 may bring significant developments in that direction. It could be the year you meet someone special and begin building something serious. It could be the year you decide to formalize a union. It could be the year you discover you're going to be a parent. It could be the year you adopt a pet that will bring so much joy to your life. There are many ways to expand your family and home. Ninth truth: unwavering inner strength. Virgo, the ninth thing God has in store for you in 2026 is the development of unwavering inner strength, a resilience that doesn't come from never falling, but from always getting back up. A firmness that doesn't come from not feeling fear, but from moving forward despite fear. An emotional stability that remains even when everything around seems chaotic. Many people look at Virgos and think you're strong because you seem to have everything under control, because you're organized, because you don't show weakness. But inside, many Virgos know that this appearance of strength is sometimes just a facade. Inside there are insecurities, fears, vulnerabilities that no one sees. In 2026, God will transform that apparent strength into real strength. You will discover reserves of courage within yourself that you didn't even know existed. You will face difficult situations and surprise yourself with your ability to remain steadfast. You will weather storms and emerge not only whole, but stronger than before. This inner strength will manifest itself in various practical ways. You will realize that you are less shaken by the opinions of others. That criticisms that once brought you down no longer have the same power over you. That rejection, although it may still hurt, no longer paralyzes you. That failure, when it happens, no longer defines your worth as a person. You will develop a greater ability to deal with uncertainty. This is especially important for Virgos, who have a natural need for control and predictability. Life will never be completely predictable, and trying to control everything only generates anxiety and frustration. But in 2026, you will learn to dance in the rain instead of just waiting for it to pass. You will learn to find peace even in the midst of chaos. This inner strength will also give you the courage to defend what you believe in. Many Virgos tend to avoid confrontation, to accept unfair situations to maintain peace, to swallow words that needed to be said. But there comes a point where staying quiet becomes more painful than speaking. In 2026, you will find your voice. You will learn to stand up for yourself firmly but respectfully. You will defend your values without apologizing for them. And do you know where this inner strength that God is developing in you comes from? It comes from various sources. It comes from healing old wounds that weakened you. It comes from recognizing your worth, which strengthens your self-esteem. It comes from connecting with your purpose, which gives you something worth fighting for. It comes from breaking free from patterns that drained your energy. All the other blessings I've already mentioned are contributing to this inner strength. There's something very important you need to understand about true strength. It doesn't mean being tough, closed off, or insensitive. It doesn't mean never crying, never asking for help, never showing vulnerability. True strength includes the ability to be vulnerable when appropriate. It includes the wisdom to know when you need support. It includes the humility to admit when you don't know, or when you've made a mistake. You will realize you have this strength when you can remain calm in situations that would previously leave you desperate. When you can make difficult choices without being paralyzed by indecision. When you can establish and maintain healthy boundaries without feeling guilty. When you can be kind without being weak, firm without being rigid, compassionate without being a doormat. 10th truth: joy that is reborn in the heart. And finally, Virgo, we come to the 10th and final thing that God is reserving for you in 2026. And perhaps it is the most important of all. It is the rebirth of genuine joy in your heart. That joy that does not depend on external circumstances. That joy that comes from within, that shines in your eyes, that makes life light and beautiful even on ordinary days. Many Virgos have lost this joy over the years. The responsibilities of adult life, disappointments, losses, constant challenges. All of this has extinguished that inner light that naturally existed when they were children. And the saddest part is that many Virgos don't even realize how much they miss this joy. They are so used to living in survival mode, fulfilling obligations, solving problems, that they have forgotten what it's like to simply feel joy. In 2026, God will breathe new life into this area of your being. You will begin to laugh more. And not that polite laugh we give to be kind. That true laugh that comes from the heart, that makes your whole body tremble, that brings tears to your eyes. You will begin to find beauty in the little things again. A sunset, a song, a pleasant conversation, a child's smile, the smell of food, the embrace of a loved one. This joy will be reborn because many of the things that were suffocating it will be removed or transformed. Emotional healing will lift that weight from your heart that prevented you from feeling light. Liberation from old patterns will give you permission to enjoy life instead of just surviving it. A clear purpose will bring a sense of meaning that makes each day more vibrant. Inner strength will give you the confidence to embrace new experiences. You will rediscover hobbies and interests you had abandoned. You will start doing things simply because they are fun, not because they are productive or useful. You will allow yourself to rest without guilt, to play without feeling childish, to dream without worrying about whether it's realistic. You will learn that life isn't just about working hard and fulfilling responsibilities. It's about enjoying the journey, celebrating small and big victories, creating beautiful memories. This joy will be contagious. People around you will notice the change. They'll comment that you seem lighter, brighter, more alive. Some will want to know what changed, what you're doing differently. And you'll be able to share that it's not about having achieved something extraordinary or having solved all your problems. It's about having rediscovered the ability to rejoice despite problems, to find light even when there are shadows. But let me tell you a secret about this joy, Virgin. It won't eliminate the difficult moments in life. You'll still have bad days, you'll still face challenges, you'll still feel sadness when appropriate. The difference is that these difficult moments will no longer dominate your entire life. They will be fleeting instead of permanent. And even on bad days, you'll have a foundation of joy deep in your soul that reminds you that this too shall pass, that good things are still to come. To cultivate and protect this joy that is being reborn, you will need to make some conscious choices. You will need to choose to spend time with people who uplift you instead of people who drain you. You will need to choose activities that nourish your soul instead of just filling your time. You will need to choose thoughts that strengthen you instead of thoughts that diminish you. You will need to choose gratitude instead of complaining. And do you know what the end result of this renewed joy is? A life that is truly worth living. A life where you wake up in the morning with expectation instead of resignation. A life where you go to sleep at night with a smile on your face, grateful for the day that has passed. A life where you feel truly alive, present, connected to your essence, aligned with your purpose, open to the blessings that the universe wants to give you. So Virgo, now you know the 10 extraordinary things God has in store for you in 2026. Deep healing that restores everything. Recognition you've always deserved. Unexpected financial abundance. A relationship that heals and strengthens. Wisdom that transforms decisions. Purpose that gives meaning to life. Liberation from old patterns. Restored family and home. Unwavering inner strength. And joy that is reborn in your heart. Each of these blessings is powerful in itself. But imagine when they all begin to manifest in your life, one after another, sometimes several at the same time. The transformation will be so profound that a year from now you will look back and hardly recognize the person you were. You will realize how much you have grown, how much you have healed, how much you have evolved. But there are some things you need to do to align yourself with these blessings. First, you need to believe that they are possible for you. Not for other people, but specifically for you. Many Virgos have difficulty believing they deserve good things. They have that inner voice that says they are not enough, that they haven't earned it. That voice is lying. You deserve all these blessings and much more. Secondly, you need to be open to receiving. Sounds simple, but it's not. Many people ask for blessings but aren't truly open to receiving them. They're stuck in old patterns, comfort zones, fears, and self-imposed limitations. Opening yourself to receiving means being willing to let new things into your life, even if it means old things need to go. Third, you need to do your part. God is reserving these 10 things for you, but you need to walk toward them. You need to make the right decisions, take the necessary steps, make the changes you know you need to make. The blessings won't fall into your lap while you stand still waiting. They will manifest as you move in faith toward your destiny. And now, let me ask you some important questions. What are you going to do with everything you've heard here today? Are you going to let these words just pass through your ears and then forget them? Or are you going to truly take these revelations to your heart and allow them to transform your life? Are you going to continue living the same way, trapped in the same patterns, accepting less than you deserve? Or are you going to have the courage to embrace the new reality that God is preparing for you? 2026 is just around the corner. Could be a year like any other, more of the same, or it could be the year that changes everything. The choice is in your hands. God is doing his part, preparing these 10 wonderful blessings. Now you need to do your part, preparing your heart to receive them. If this message resonated with your zodiac sign, trust me, it's no coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal, and you're here because you needed to hear this today. Your contribution as a subscriber or member is what keeps these messages alive, messages that touch, awaken, and transform lives. And if this video made sense to you, leave your birth date in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Every video I share here is made with a lot of care and dedication, thinking about how I can help you connect with your spiritual path, your purpose, and the blessings the universe has in store for you. If the messages on this channel have touched your heart, if you feel they make a difference in your life, consider becoming a supporter of the channel, a member of this spiritual family. It is your support that allows me to continue creating this content, to continue studying and researching to bring you the best spiritual and astrological guidance. Virgo, you are stronger than you imagine. You are more valuable than you believe. You deserve all the blessings God is preparing. Don't let anyone, not even that critical voice inside your head, convince you otherwise. Your time has come. Your moment to shine is here. And 2026 will be proof of that. May you walk with faith towards your glorious future. May you open your heart to receive all the good that is coming. May you have the courage to make the necessary changes. And may you never forget that you are not alone on this journey. Heaven is by your side, cheering you on, preparing the way, sending the right people, creating the perfect opportunities. A big hug to your heart, dear Virgo. Until the next video. And remember, the best is yet to come.